Friday 15. I am Steph Lee, the founder of Host Agency Reviews, and you've clocked in for the Friday 15, where every Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time, we answer the questions that you have submitted. And apologies, we're late today. This is totally my fault. I sent Jen the wrong link. My co-host on today is my sister with
totally different parents.
Totally different parents, but I'm sure yours are just as lively as mine.
Oh,
but
yeah.
We have Jenn Lee on from Travel Planners International. Hey, Jen.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Well, for those...
Where are you?
I am in Mexico right now. I'm in just south of Cancun at the Secrets Resort, and we're we're working on a project that we're going to be launching in January, and then there's a really cool travel agency here that bought out the Dreams and Secrets Resorts, and then they put on these huge music productions. So I don't want to say I'm stalking them, but I'm learning a lot about them so that I can interview them on a future Travel Agent Chatter podcast, because it's really cool what they do. They do net rates, and then, I don't know how they're doing it. I have so many questions for them. So we'll have answers hopefully soon.
Well, the good news is I listen to the Friday 15 Travel Agent Chatter podcast every week. So I'm looking forward to hearing about it as well.
Do you listen to it just because you love just hearing us banter back and forth?
I do. I learned so much from it. That's what I love about this. These are questions that are coming in from advisors, and it's things that I wouldn't even know that somebody would be interested in knowing about. So yeah, it's an education for me as well.
Yeah, it's super fun. I love when they come in, especially ones that I've never gotten before, which today we actually have one, everyone. So let me, before we jump in, I want to let everybody know that coming up this week, it's Friday, so next week, we're going to be publishing our hosted travel advisor report, which every year we do an annual survey, get tons of amazing data on it. If you are not signed up for our newsletter, make sure you are. It's hostagencyreviews.com/newsletter. But because in the newsletter will be a link to the report and lots of cool information this year. So I'm going to give you a couple teasers. So first thing is that for the specific hosted advisor segment of the industry, this is the first time, it's at 49%, but we've almost reached the tipping point of hosted advisors, 50% of them charging some kind of a fee, a service fee or a consultation.
Yes! That's wonderful. That's very exciting. Good for you. The other 51%, you're going to get there. I love it.
Yes. And then one of the other really interesting things is that 35% of the advisors who took the survey, now remember they were taking the survey earlier this year, but 35% of the survey advisors that took it were brand new, which is really cool again, which is showing the growth of the industry.
Oh yeah, we're seeing growth. We've always had a lot of new to the industry advisors join TPI. It's usually been about like a 60-40 split every single month. But boy, it's more closer to that 50-50 split. And a lot of people, they're not looking to do it, as a side hustle necessarily. They're realizing this is a business and that you need to know what you're doing. So that, again, the reason why the Friday 15 is so good, because there's lots of questions people are asking that you wouldn't even know to ask.
Yes. Okay. So this is the other, I'll give one more little teaser for this. So I had always envisioned, and I'm not sure what you thought, Jen, but I had always envisioned that most of the people that were hosted came as you didn't go from being independently accredited to being hosted. You usually went the other way from hosted to independently accredited. But this year we asked some new questions to get information on that. And we found that 30%, 29% of the advisors before becoming hosted were either employees or they were independently accredited themselves. 71% of the people that took the survey reported only ever having been hosted. So that was kind of a surprise for me.
Really? Okay. Well, there's a lot of people through that weird thing that happened in mid-2020 until about 6 months ago. I don't know, Google it and you might find it. But what we were finding is a lot of agencies, brick and mortar especially, closed down because, they couldn't afford the lease or what have you. And those agencies had employees. And so they were employees that were now going out on their own to become independent advisors. And then also some that had been part of consortia, but maybe they, were doing less than $2 million a year, but they were still part of a consortia. They realized how much money they were leaving on the table. So a lot of people did a lot of adjustments, taking a look at what do I have control over and where can I make more money or a higher profit. You know, a higher margin of profit is the key to a successful business. So
that makes a lot of sense. And I'm actually curious now to follow this through the years to see if this is just a pandemic trend that
mhm.
we're seeing. Because I guess they were filling it out from 2021. So there might have still been people moving. But I'll be curious to see if the trend continues or if this was just something that was influenced by the pandemic. So we'll find out in future surveys.
I can't wait to be here. Let's mark our calendars. Let's talk about it again 1 year from today.
Excellent. All right, Jen. So first question comes in from Genaria, and they are wondering, so every time you sell a vacation, such as a cruise, will you also travel and tour every vacation sale?
So
Go ahead.
I was wondering exactly what Janaya, sorry about that, was meaning. I'm not sure if she's saying, hey, listen, do you only sell what you've experienced in the past?
That's kind of how I read it.
Yeah. And the thing is no, there's no way you can experience every resort, even if you focus just on ocean cruises, right? Like even if you just focused on ocean cruises that came out of Florida, you would still spend a lot of money going on every single ocean cruise that left Florida. You know, there's high end, there's mid range, there's the mass market. You know, there's a lot to it. So it's really not about experiencing it yourself. It's more along the lines, and what our advisors do is they take trainings. And actually, I was just talking to an advisor the other day, and I told her, I said, be focused. You have to start with the focus. Like pick 3 things you get super excited, because people are calling her left and right. Pick 3 things you're super excited about that you aren't selling now, because she's ready to start tapping into other markets or other niches. I said, and then just do all the training that you can. And if you can experience at least one so that you understand what the vernacular means, like when the first time you go on, if you don't know what a river cruise is, going on a river cruise is really going to open your eyes of the things that you want to, what everything means. But there's no way you can experience it all. No way.
No, there's absolutely, and it is a little bit uncomfortable, Genaria, to like sell something that you've never been to, but as you become more comfortable with things and experience more resorts and cruises and hotels, you'll be able to feel a lot more comfortable. But the one thing I want to point out a few resources. So I'm going to pull up the site here.
And while you're doing that, the other thing is make sure you're part of a host agency that has a strong community of advisors that are willing to help. In other words, posting on that Facebook community page. I've got a family of 5 looking to go here. I've done my research. Here's what I'm thinking. Am I on the right path?
Yes, I'm going to post. We have an article somewhere on the site where someone talked about when you're posting those questions too, making sure you do your due diligence before you're posting, so that you're giving the most amount of information to get the best result and that people will want to help you. So I'm going to post that in the comments when we find it. And then let's see. So on our events calendar, Genaria, if you are looking for some fam trips, because like Jen said, very helpful to actually go on a river cruise if you're going to be selling them. Don't know to go on all of them, but you can go onto our events calendar and then do the category, and fam trip is one of them, and you can see all the fam trips here. So
that River Cruise Expo is amazing for anyone that wants to jump into river cruising. Guys, I went last year. You see 10 river cruises all parked next to each other. So you're just literally walking through and seeing them and eating. It's really good.
Yes, and this is with Asta, by the way, and it's sold out really early last year. So if you are interested, it is on the website, and it's March 15th of next year. So we'll put a link to Asta's river cruise, but that's one resource I wanted to show you. The other one is if you end up going on a cruise inspection, we do have a free article with a download that has like a form you can fill out about when you're on the cruise ship, things to look for, to make notes of, because as you know, they start to blend together when you're seeing a bunch in a row. So we have one for cruise ship inspections, and we also have one for site inspections, which we'll post up as well for you. So those are, and Jen, Teresa, who's with you guys, do you want to talk about Teresa's?
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to talk about it. Teresa Chu Bermudez has an amazing self-paced training program called FAM with Intention. And the whole idea behind it is, if you're going to invest in going on a FAM and you're visiting 6 or 7 resorts, how do you market that prior to you going on the FAM, right? So that you can get people looking and watching and following. What do you do during the FAM, and how do you leverage that afterwards? And so it's called FAM, F-A-M, with intention. And
Yep,
I
we'll put
have a
the
lot
link
of
in the show
advisors have
notes.
done that. Mm-hmm.
And I actually met Teresa through Jenn. Jenn mentioned her program sometime this spring, and then I was at an event, and
Yeah.
the person I was sitting next to at a table, just randomly, they were assigned seats. I was like introducing myself. She's like, Jenn just wrote me and told me to email you. I was like, I'm Steph. So it's super cute.
And I know there was an ASTA entrepreneurial finalist or winner. I can't remember if she was a finalist. It was called FAM Guru, which is an app that you can download.
We'll put that up. And then there's also another one that's very similar to it, except it does it across all platforms. And that one is, what is it called? myfamtrip.com.
Yep.
I'll put that on there. They're two agents I've known for a really long time that put that together.
Excuse me.
Zoom.
Excuse me. Sorry about that, everybody.
Well, yeah, get that out, because this next question, I have no idea how to answer. And Jenn says she has some answers for it. So this one comes from Anonymous. They say, good morning. The primary reason I decided to start this activity was to get consistent pricing when purchasing airline tickets for the groups of seniors I bring to the United States to see their relatives. I have worked in the past with a couple airlines directly, but it seems that after the pandemic, it's become more difficult to get timely quotes. Currently, I am planning a few trips to about a dozen destinations in the US, and I'd like to know if you could recommend an agency to work with while I finish my registration process. The number of travelers per group will vary from 3 to 4 to possibly 70 to 100 to a single destination. There are more trips to come, and I would like to be ready. Any recommendations, any chance to speak with someone? Thank you. So, Jenn, tell us, do a brain dump.
Yeah. So first off, working with airlines directly on groups, unless you really know what you're doing, could be quite challenging. And actually, it's not as profitable as working through a host agency who supports the GDS that has negotiated group contract pricing for you, number one. Number two, nothing is going to be locked in, most likely. Everything's very expensive right now. So prior to, going into a contracted group, you're going to have some commitment from those passengers, and like credit cards in hand, credit card authorization, all of that good stuff, because air is quite wonky. And it's even just sitting down at the GDS just to book your own trip. It can get really crazy with the number of options that are out there. And then if you're not super experienced with air direct, I would definitely suggest that you partner with an advisor. And again, go through a host agency, because all host agencies have really strong communities, and they can connect advisors together. But go through someone who's done this before in this varied degree, between 3 or 4 to 70 to 100, and partner with them, maybe with the first 2 or 3, and work out some sort of an arrangement, because they know all the ins and outs to it. Air can be, and if it's a group contract you're looking for, you definitely want to partner with an agency that has negotiated group contract rates.
That's fantastic. Thank you. I'm just also going to pull up the site again, and I'm going to show everybody. So when you're on an actual host agency's profile, there's in the kind of the metadata below it, right here, you can see if they have the GDS. For that's what
Yep.
Jenn's talking about, the global distribution system. So if there's a line there, that means they don't have the GDS. That's not someone you're going to want to contact. We'll also put a link into our What is a GDS article, which for those of you that are kind of wondering, it might help shine some light on things. So
if you don't know what a GDS is, you are not going to get access to a GDS.
That's true. That's a great point. That's what the article says.
Yeah. If you're reading this, that means you don't know what it is, and you're not going to get in. So thank you for playing. But also look at air consolidators as well, Fairbuzz, some of those air consolidators. I would also take a look at Delta Vacations, American Airlines Vacations, to see if it's a group that are all traveling together and they're all going to stay at the same hotel. You might as well get some packaged pricing with that. Chartered flights, ALGV has all that stuff too. Again, partner with a host agency. This is a big question, and you should not be doing this by yourself.
For sure, for sure. And Well, we'll get to your contact information at the end in case they
Yeah.
want to reach out and learn more about TPIs. But this next question, people are very shy this time around. This is also from Anonymous. Thank you for all the information you give to travel agents. I am not sure if you've been told, I'm not sure if you've been told this before, but your host week specials are all expired. Will more be added? I'm not sure if I should wait to join a host agency until host week. I will wait if there are deals. So thank you for calling me out. That's a little misleading. So those that don't know, we do host week. It's coming up January 23rd through the 27th. It's always the last week in January. We do a lot of host agency interviews, a lot of education. It's a free event. You should definitely sign up. You can find info on the site. But we also have these exclusive deals for people that attend where it's host agencies, but it's also associations. We've had suppliers do giveaways for it. So a lot of exclusive specials, but our link to the specials are all from last year because we don't release them until right before host week. So
And most of them are, specials if you sign up and complete your application within a, 2-week time frame of host, 2 and 3 week time frame.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it's really nice. And some even go through the quarter, but a lot of them will expire after like the week after host week or the next week. So Jenn, maybe you can chat about what TPI's special if you have it already.
Yeah, don't quote me on this, but I think what we're going to do, we do anything we can do to support ASTA is what we do, because we think that's the best gift to give anyone. Not necessarily discounting pricing, but giving you something that will save your business and help you elevate your business. So most likely TPI will do something where we're giving a free year of full ASTA membership to anyone who joins TPI. I might have a couple of other goodies in there, including like a 30-minute consultation with me. I'm kind of really smart and really good at sales and marketing and business. So 30 minutes with me is a gift. And I'm very modest. 30 minutes is a gift. I used to charge $1,000 an hour when I was a consultant, and people paid it all the time. So that's a $500 value right there. Elevate teamwork, Delta Vacations, American Airlines Vacations, ALGV, also Fairbuzz. Again, connect with, I'm just answering the chat over here. Again, connect with a host agency. That is your best path of success in something like this with those air contracts.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you. I didn't even see that question, so I'm glad you noticed it, Jenn.
And the reason I said I'm super smart. That's why I said I'm super smart and very with it. I'm just saying.
Yes, exactly. Well, Jenn, if people want to continue to pick your brain and also have just time with you because you're so awesome, how can they reach you?
Yeah, feel free to email me and just put in the subject line, host agency reviews or Har interview, and I will send you a link for 15 minutes with me, and we'll just talk about you. And that's one of my most favorite things to do, is to just talk to travel advisors and entrepreneurs and agency owners out there, whether you're new or super experienced. I kind of dig it. So my email is jennl@tpionline.com, and I know they're going to put that in the show notes below. To sell from international, I will be in the Netherlands on the DAFT visa. Can I answer that question, Jennifer? Are you?
Yeah. Do you want to read it out loud for people that aren't?
Hey, Jennifer Schaffer. Any recommendations for hosts that allow their agents to sell from international locations? I will be in the Netherlands on the DAFT visa. I know from TPI, and I'm pretty sure a good portion of hosts out there, unless they have international offices, you need to have a bank account and a business address in the United States. We have tons of our advisors that live in other countries.
Yep.
Expats that are living in Costa Rica, Mexico, and where have you, but you have to have a U.S. bank account and a U.S. address.
Yep, that's perfect. And I would agree with that, having worked with a lot of people. That's the rules for most host agencies, Jennifer. And I don't know what the DAFT visa is, but it sounds wonderful, and hope you have a great time in the Netherlands.
Yeah. Send us photos. And smart on you. Keep selling. You have a business, you get to be anywhere.
Yeah, for real. Well, let's see. We are about to wrap up our Friday 15, but just a reminder to everybody to sign up for reminders of the Friday 15. If you go to hostagencyreviews.com/Friday15, You can sign up for e-reminders, which will tell you the day of, what the questions are, who the co-host is, and a link to the recording or the live stream. And then you can go ahead, get those every week and decide if you want to tune in or not. And of course, you'll naturally want to tune in when there's 2 Lees, because
Yes.
Lees are super fun, right, Jen?
Superbly fun, very smart, good looking, everything. Yes, and I'm doing a bunch of them next year. I want to do a whole bunch next year. So
Yeah, Jen's gonna be on as a regular, and we just really get along well. So I'm super excited. Excellent. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we will see you next Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time.
Yep, exactly. Bye.